Watch out in there.
Live and direct back once again. We have Prime Parents. I'm BiggDogg Chico here with you guys. And we have a special one for you, as you see right here on the screen. The parents of TAWFIQ Byard, super safety for the Colorado Buffaloes. We're going to get to know about him and his family background and a little bit more. Whatever they want to share, it's their platform to share. Y'all make sure y'all get in the comment section right now. Let them know where you're checking in from. Any questions or comments, put them in the chat right now so we can get into it. We got Mr. and Mrs. Byard right here, Zakaria and Zakia and Kevin. Make sure I say it right. Was that close?
Yeah, that was good.
All right, thank you. Thank you guys for joining me. Where are you joining me from? Where are you right now?
York, Pennsylvania.
York, Pennsylvania. That's the hometown?
Yeah, that's where we currently reside at. We have a business here in York, Pennsylvania, and that's where we at right now.
Okay, well, I'm here to try to get some mojo from you guys. I have a young son about to be 3 years old, and y'all have y'all have the mojo. Obviously, I want him to play Division I football or sports. So I'm here to talk to you guys, and I'm sure everybody listening in want to find out more. So first of all, let's get to know you guys, if you don't mind. Tell us about yourselves. Where you're from and a little bit of your background.
Well, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Born and raised. Parents are from Jacksonville, Florida. My mother and father. And I was born, they moved up in the early 60s from Jacksonville, Florida to Philadelphia. And I was born and raised in Philadelphia.
Okay. Nice. Philly in the house. Jacksonville. Go ahead, Mom.
All right. Well, I was born and raised in Philadelphia too, but my mom and dad are from here, from York, Pennsylvania. So when she was having me, she moved to York. She moved to Philly, and that's why I was, born and raised there.
Okay. And let everybody know about your family dynamic. I have a couple pictures with that I can show, but let everybody know about the family dynamic so we can understand this. How you guys have brought up.
I can barely see that. Right. What picture is that?
Stop.
Okay. Yeah, that picture there. That's after my son Kevin Jr. He had a camp in Tennessee there. And I think that was the next day we went out bowling, and that's what you see that picture was of bowling.
Yeah,
that's it.
All right, so that's Hammy's homecoming, and all three of them is his sisters, his older sisters, and his niece that he's holding. So that was at the Master Catholic.
3 sisters and 2 brothers.
No.
Break it down for us.
Yeah, that at that particular picture there, that was in Hyattsville, Maryland. That was his sisters that came, his older 2 sisters that came out to support him there. Yeah, Rajah too. So yeah,
three
and his niece there.
How many siblings total?
Total is 15 altogether.
15, nice.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into that, how he came up, and right now you just had Kevin make a big pick during the game last night to beat the Cowboys. So that's huge right there.
Right.
Middle son down in Middle Tennessee doing his thing, clapping heads at the linebacker position. So let's get into as a young child for TAWFIQ, running around, with his brothers and things. When did you guys know and see something special in him also?
Well, we stayed in York, PA. They had just started a little league football, and he was the first. They was the first team on that team when they established that, the York Bears. And he was a little guy, man, and I always calling him Fatty. He don't like me calling him that because he was little, and but he had a lot of heart. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of heart. He just had a love for playing football. He watched his older brothers play football, And it was just something about him. At the time, I didn't think much of it. Wanted to keep him active, when they little like that, get him started. But you could tell it was something a little special about him because he just had a whole lot of heart. I was like, man, wait a minute, And he, in one particular game, as I remember, the couple coaches came because they thought he was scared. He was a little, he was a little nervous, He was about 7 years old in the game, but he still was playing. And, so they was like a little concerned about him being nervous and,
not having no heart. They kept saying he didn't have hearts. And we knew he was nervous because it was like a big game. It was like their championship game. So and it was raining that day. So he was a little, he had the little jitter. So we had to walk him around. Like, come on, calm down. Right. And after he calmed down, he went in there and blew that game up. I mean, he was awesome. So when he was little, he played all positions. He played quarterback. He played wide receiver. He played running back. All the skill players, all the skills. That's him and his brother right there practicing. The one that's at Middle Tennessee right now, practicing when they was little, training out there. They always did that. They always ran up with each other with shoulder and pads on. They always looked up to their brother. They always seen his brother so when they first started out playing, he was in high school playing football. And he was a quarterback back then, eh?
Yeah, he played, talking about Kevin.
Kevin, he was a quarterback back then.
I thought he was going to be the next Donovan McNabb. He was a lefty, but he had a rifle for arm. Yeah. And me being a diehard Eagles fan all my life, I was like, this the next Donovan McNabb. So this was in his 9th and 10th and 11th grade, and then they switched them and started playing. They had a coaching change at Martin Luther King High School in Lithonia, Georgia. And the coach that came in started playing him at safety. And I didn't really like that. I was a little upset about that because, like I said, I had the hopes of him playing quarterback. That's how good he was. Really, he really was a good quarterback.
Right.
But unbeknownst to myself, I didn't know that was what he was going to be recruited for, and the rest is history from that point.
Exactly. I think playing quarterback might have helped him on that safety on the defensive side of football to understand those formations and things that and tendencies on the offensive side also.
Right. Yeah.
Getting all those picks in Tennessee. So
right. Yeah, he was definitely a turn. And the same thing for Hammy. Hammy was like a turnover machine. Anything you couldn't throw nothing, the ball coming there. I already knew he was gonna come down with that ball. You couldn't put the ball nowhere near him. He was gonna go up and get it. And that was his biggest thing. He would intercept that ball. He knew how to go and foul that ball and go get it.
Well, I gotta ask, where did the nickname Hammy come from?
That's
you gotta ask them.
Or if you can share it, because you know what, I gotta watch on Prime Parents because I asked last time. One of the kids, Salter's name was Honey. They called him Honey.
Yeah, Honey.
Big Honey. And I was like, why did they call it Big Honey? Well, it came from the honeymoon. They said it came from the honeymoon.
Yeah, the honeymoon baby.
Maybe I shouldn't have asked that. So.
Yeah, so in Islam, the father names the children, right? So when Hammy was born, my daughter wanted to name him Hamza, right? She wanted his name to be Hamza. And he spelled Hamza Hamza. Right, I know it sounds, but over there, that's how they spell it, Hamza. But their dad had the right to name him. He already had his name, what he was going to name him. Because TAWFIQ means success, right? And that's what he wanted to name him. I really think it got something to do with Tupac Shakur, but I'm a mind my business, right? Because his name is TAWFIQ Shakur.
Wow.
Okay. So because the older sister didn't like TAWFIQ, she said his name is Hamza. We're gonna call him Hammy. His name Hammy. Hammy, ever since he was a baby, like a newborn. So everybody that just started sticking to him, everybody started calling him Hammy all the way through his childhood, like growing up. Only the schools, people that, doctors and stuff called him TAWFIQ. But everybody else, friends and family, called him Hammy. So that's where the name came from. Hammy.
The type of insight you can only get right here on Prime Parents, guys. Y'all make y'all check in. TAWFIQ Shakur, I like that a lot. Success. You guys put W success in the chat right now.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to talk about that pathway to get to Colorado. First of all, it starts, in high school, going from there. Talk about his high school career and being recruited. And how did we end up in South Florida?
Well, initially, we were playing with the York Bears here in York, Pennsylvania, and for the most part, that team dominated this whole area from Harrisburg all the way through. So, we started getting opportunities to go down to Baltimore and Maryland. And once we got down to Maryland, that's when I realized that Maryland was on a whole different level as far as football was concerned. Mm-hmm. And I mean, just the talent that was down there was incredible. And so he got recruited by a team called the Hamilton Tigers, which is an excellent program. I mean, that program there was real. I even learned a lot by him playing for the Hamilton Tigers, because they actually have workshops where they bring the parents in and you learn about what is a Division I football, what's the makeup, how they recruit and everything. And I never knew that, at the time, and Hamilton Tigers was they were pretty good. They were pretty good there. They played all the local teams and they was having success. And they played a team called the Maryland Heat. The Maryland Heat was like the best team in that area. And that Maryland Heat team puts out, that's where all the best players in that DMV, they go to all the top high schools in that area that come off those teams there. If you look it up, you'll know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But so he had a game against the Maryland Heat, and he
had like 2 interceptions.
He did his thing in that game.
He had 2 interceptions. So a lot of the high schools, the Catholic high schools, will come and recruit the 8th graders. This Hamilton team was the 8th graders.
Right.
So the outside, like St. Francis, McDonough, St. John, Good Counsel, Gilman, a couple of schools will come and look at the kids and try to recruit them to their program, right? Mm-hmm. So we started going on shadow days, for him to go to these schools. A couple of them in Baltimore, they was cool, they was okay. But what drew us to the Mather was that it was an all boys Catholic school. So all boys, no distractions, right? Because at this point, he loved football. That's what he wanted to focus on. He loved school and he loved football, so we didn't want to have no distractions when he got into high school. Mm-hmm. So that was, that's the reason why he ended up, we relocated from York to Maryland for 4 years in order for them to go to high school there. While they were there, they did exceptionally well. They went through the COVID season where they didn't get like my older son that's at Middle Tennessee, he wasn't able to get no offers because during COVID, they only played like 3 or 4 games. So nobody was coming out to watch them. So he had to end up going to a prep school. Meanwhile, Hammy was behind him, had 2 years behind him. So by the time he was ready to go, he started getting offers in 11th grade. We started doing with junior days in 11th grade. By the time he got to the 12th, he had so many offers. He had UConn, he had Boston.
He had a whole 15, 20 offers, right? Somewhere.
So what happened? He didn't want to go to a big school, right? USF was on him heavy. USF was on him. They kept talking to him. They kept, communicating with him. They talked to him the most. They checked on him every day. They came down to see him. UConn was doing the same thing too. UConn wanted them real bad too. They kept coming. The recruiter kept coming, talking to him, talking to us, doing a lot. But he ended up choosing USF because it was a smaller school. And he knew that he was going to be able to play when he get there.
Plus once we went on a visit to USF, they, who's going to turn away from Tampa? Tampa's so beautiful. The weather, that's what he said. The beaches, all that down there. It was more so the location, I think, for him. He liked the UConn as well, but it was just too cold, he said. This is the conversation me and him had. He just said it was too cold. And the coaches that really they wanted him bad. He felt bad. He didn't want to let Hammy's the type of person, he don't like he get in relationships with people. He don't like to let them down. And but he had to let him down because he just didn't want to go there based on the locality where it was located at. And he chose USF. USF, they pulled out the red carpet for him. Plus the recruiter for there, he was a St. John alumni, which is a local high school in that area that the math to play. So he's familiar with the kids in that area, and he wanted Hammy real bad. So they really pushed hard, and he chose to go there.
But as soon as he got there, the coach got fired.
Oh man,
the next year.
Yeah, he went through that. Yes.
So
then he when a new coach Golis came, he chose to keep Hammy. He said Hammy just he let some go, and then he he kept like 3 of them. I think it was like 9 or 10 recruits that got offers, and I think he only kept 3 out of all of them, and Hammy was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, good career down there. First of all, how was that down in Tampa and in Florida? Was that? I'm sorry. Am I breaking up?
No, I didn't hear you.
So how was that experience down there in Tampa at USF at a smaller school, and him getting that opportunity to play and showcase his talent?
Yeah, it was great for him. The first year they redshirted him, and he played a couple games, probably like played like 3 or 4 games, and we was able to go see him play at Navy when they played Navy. That was in Maryland, so we was able to go see that. We went to a couple games, but the second year, that's when he started and he blew up. He showed his talent, where he, that he know how to play, and they trusted him and they put him on the starting position.
Right.
So he did real good out there, down there.
Now let's go into real quick. Let's go into some academics and also some like family values that he carries with him till this day that you guys have instilled in him since a youngin.
All right, now. When it came to school, his thing was back when he was younger though, like up until high school, was C's get degrees, my homie. That was his thing. C's get degrees. But when it was football season though, he got honor roll because he wanted to get on that field. Right. So when it was football season, we didn't have to worry about him. We knew, but as soon as January, February, March, back to C's, B's.
Did what he had to do to get to sustain and get by and play football.
Right.
No, I can relate. I understand. Only if I had an all boys school.
Right. Yeah, but we instilled education to them because I know when I was growing up, I didn't get that at home. Right. I didn't get that at home. So it was very important for me to make sure all my kids knew that education was very important. So putting them in positions, putting them in places where they can succeed is what I did. What we did. That's what we did to make sure that they had the right things to, set them up for success, basically. Exactly. You don't have a reason to say, I didn't have this, I ain't had that. No, we put you in positions where you were able to, either you want it or you don't,
And plus, just to add to that, honestly speaking, the coaches and the programs that he was involved in, those coaches were such great mentors, and those guys were so inspirational on Hammy. They had because Hammy he grew up. You can see where he matured a lot from being around those particular coaches, and I've seen it happen from when he left the Hamilton Tigers all the way through the Matha up to when he got to college was a different thing. But I seen how he matured, and a lot of times when you bringing your child up through these different programs, the coaching is very important, man, because they instill a lot in these kids, the disciplines, the even sometimes the things that they do in the house or when they get home, because they worried about what their coach is going to have to say. It's, if they ask you, how is he doing in school or how is he doing that, they want to know. So he you know, I want to give him some credit as well. I seen the difference in him, as far as, you know, behavior wise, and just wanting to, you know, not just understanding of the playing football, but just as a person. I seen how he was maturing at each step that he took, as far as each grade. I can see it, you know. And most of the coaches that he had, they really took. It was something about him. They always took to him, you know. And he learned a lot. I must, you know, I would say he learned a lot. He did well. So, you know, of course, you know, he had to come home to us, but I mean, you know, it was a lot of help on the way for him to get to where he's at. He had a lot of good people around him, coaches and mentors as well.
Yes. And, you know, and he's now at the point where he started getting recruited by Colorado, and Coach Prime and his staff. What are your thoughts, and how did you get the news, and walk me through that process?
All right. So you want me?
Well,
So
yeah. So initially, you know, the portal and everything came out. You know that was something new. You know, when we was growing up, it wasn't such thing as no portal. I didn't really quite understand it, but he called me and he said, "Listen," he said, you know, I'm you know, I just want to let you know so you won't hear it. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go in the portal, and you know, and I was, my first reaction, "Are you crazy?" You know, because, you know, after the year you had at USF, they, you know, this is your year. What are you talking about? You know, like I said, I didn't have any really, you know, knowledge of the portal and everything. But you know, after I just listened. I just, you know, when he said I didn't agree with him at the time, but I didn't challenge him. He started explaining something. I just listened. Normally, if I don't agree, I would challenge him. But I just listened to him. And after he told me his reasoning why he wanted to do what he did, I said, man, yeah, I couldn't argue with him. I said, well, I mean, it's your life, this is your choice. Go ahead. You know what I mean? I support you. And he was able to make that decision, and it worked out for him, because I was, you know, when he went into the portal, he had, I mean, all the major universities. It wasn't just Colorado, from Penn State on down to Vanderbilt, to Virginia Tech, to LSU. I mean, all these major universities. I was like, wow, you know.
And it was off day 1 year that he did.
You know, so
second year.
You know, I just, you know, I was happy that when we went out to Colorado and visit with Coach Prime and them, you know, that they did a marvelous job, you know, as far as recruiting is concerned. You know, I knew, you know, to me, like I said, all those universities that I named, you know, they all was top of the line. When you go to these facilities, they all got top of the line facilities. You know what I mean? So the facilities don't really, they all look the same almost to me. So it's not really that impressive to me. It's really the people and the hands that you're going to be in. And that's where, you know, I felt comfortable with them making the choice with Colorado, because I knew the type of hands that he would be in. And down there with Coach Prime, you know, and just all the coaches around, because Coach Prime wasn't there at the time. It was more so all the supporting cast that was there as well, you know. And I was really impressed. I was impressed with them.
What do you mean that Coach Prime wasn't there when we got?
He wasn't. I mean, at the recruitment time,
meet him.
We had an opportunity to meet him at them, but I'm saying it was right.
It was a busy time, but that's when Travis Hunter and them was being.
Right.
He was doing something with them.
But it was the other coaches as well that was that it was, you know, and you know, when you had these conversations with them and you realize, like, man, he's in good hands down here. Right. You know, Colorado it was breathtaking. It's so beautiful out there. I said, this might be, you know, no distractions, you know.
Yeah.
So in a lot of these other big cities, you know, you can get distractions, man. And college is a real serious distraction if you know, even though Hammy's, you know, character wasn't, you know, we never really had to worry about him like that. But I mean, you know, when you're getting out on your own, you know, it can be distractions. And, you know, Colorado was like, you know, it was good.
I call it like its own little incubator system, like it's separated from everything. It's sitting out there by itself. Coach Prime, you know. So I feel exactly what you're saying right there.
Right.
Something like that.
You know. Yeah. So it was, you know.
So, first of all, were you guys Coach Prime fans or any other of the coaches fans, you know, coming up?
Well, of course, you know, growing up, you know, I'm a football guy, you know, growing up, I always everybody who if you love football, who not gonna love Coach Prime? And
Yeah.
and you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and the way he played the game, even though I wasn't a fan of the teams he was on. We
Right.
diehard Eagles fans over here. You know what I mean? But no, you can't take away from his his accomplishment in the game, as far as not just football and baseball as well.
Yeah.
And he was a special player and a special person. How many people was able to play in the National Football League and baseball, the National Baseball League as well. So that was special in itself, and we all got stories and memories of that. I know I do growing up, but yeah. So as far as being a fan, yeah, I have been growing up.
I'm a fan. I'm a I can't say a fan. My son told me, you ain't a fan. Stop being a fan. Like when I comment on something, you're not a fan. I'm like, well, what am I? He said, you're a parent. You're a parent.
You're a prime parent.
Yes, you're a prime parent.
Right.
Stop doing that. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when I come to the games, I went to 2 games already this season. And when I see the people out there, I'll be like, like, why?
Talk about that. Talk about that. How is the game day experiences been for you guys, and especially having a son in the NFL too, and now you're Colorado. How much they're on TV and watching everything. How was the game day experience? You guys decide to go to every game, or you at home, or go ahead.
So let me tell you about our experience. I think it was Labor Day weekend. The first weekend they start playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Hammy, Colorado played on Friday night, and Middle Tennessee played Saturday night, right? So me and him went on a trip. Friday, we did 3 one-ways from BWI to Colorado to watch Hammy game Friday night against Georgia Tech. That next morning, we was on a flight to Nashville to watch my older son, Muaaz, play Saturday night at 7. The next morning, we was back at BWI, coming from Nashville to be, yes. And I think they both lost. I think they both lost, but we didn't care. We just wanted to, be able to see them on their first game of the season because, like we run a business, so we hear all the time, So it was like, let's get this in while we can. We get to see both of them in one weekend,
We got to talk about your
special.
business also. Y'all got to plug your business when you get a chance to, and talk about Hammy coming off the injury and playing so well in that Houston game. Having he had like 20 tackles the last 2 games. Right. He's coming to his own now.
Yes. Yep. So you want us to talk about what?
No, I was gonna say how has that been watching him? Coming into his own these last 2 games, and then also you can plug your business if you want to. There's an open platform for you.
Well, my big thing is, what about Tom when it came to Hammy? Being able to showcase himself, because it always been in him. So now he gets to show it on a bigger scene, bigger, on a bigger level, whatever. He's on Prime, on TV or whatever. So him being able to show what he have, he's never going to stop. That's him. It's in him. He's not going to play good one day and play bad the next day. No, he's going to play him every game. Every game he's going to play the same way. So that's what we look forward to, watching him play for the rest of his time that he's there. Yeah.
Well, it was of course, to see him, making tackles and flying all around, all over the field it feels good. I couldn't have been more happy for him. I actually didn't know, sometimes, you don't tell you everything. I didn't know that he had an injury to his, he said his back was hurt. I didn't find that out until when we went after the game in the Georgia Tech game. And he said he was, he had a little injury with his back, but he always, he rubbed things off, like it ain't nothing. But he was, I didn't know he was, he was actually had a little nagging injury. But no, it feels good. It feels great. You got family members, people and everybody call and say, you see Hammy. Oh man, this is unbelievable. the same. With me, I've been getting that for so many years now. So
Right.
it's like, sometimes okay, it's be like, okay, you get used to it.
Yeah.
But to actually see him out there, the last couple games I watched here at the store, and to see him on TV and just to see him, sometimes it's like it's like unreal. It's like, wow, look at this, look at him, you know, watching him from come up over the years and just actually see him and just just to see his development,
Right.
everybody talking about tackles. They don't know he's a turnover machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wait till they start throwing the ball. They ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, wait till
I just be humble about it. I don't talk about it too much because people, you talk about your own child, they think you boosting them up or you. I'm telling you, he's a turnover machine. Wait till he start picking that ball off.
Yeah.
You throw the ball, they throw the ball anywhere near him, it's over. Watch and see what I tell you.
Well, he
He ain't
came
even started that yet.
Immediate impact, and also he's wearing that number 7 too. He talked about his relationship with former buff Cameron Silman Craig.
Right.
Not sure if you guys up on that, but hearing that, what do you think about that? Him having that relationship with
I love it.
Yeah, I think it's good. You have to, talking to your seniors and people that came before you. It's always good.
Respectful.
Right, the respect and you can get pointers, all that, what to expect because this is a different level, man. When you start playing this big time football, that experience is something else, and just to having that relationship and somebody that you can call on or lean on is a plus, So I welcome it. I think it's good, and I think is just to be in that position to have that someone that you can and call you and share with you, look, man, or encourage you. I think it's all good. It can help them and for the long run.
Shouts out to Cameron Silver Craig and Big Bro too, man. He was able to learn some, I'm sure, from Big Bro. And I'll talk about him coming back to the city of Philadelphia playing, but now in Chicago. How was that to have him back in the city?
Well, for me, it was a dream come true. When before he got drafted, he was being I remember they came in the Eagles came at Middle Tennessee to work him out. I was trying to think of the defensive coordinator, it's slipping my mind right now, who came to work him out. So I was like, all my brothers, I got I'm 5 other brothers, older brothers. And we was all like, man, I hope the Eagles, everybody, hope the Eagles draft him, But we was fortunate enough, John Robinson from the Titans drafted him, and we still was happy and everything. So once that ended, he got traded to Philly. That was like a dream come true for me. But Philadelphia is a tough town, man. It can be good and bad at the same time. It's a rough football town, rough sports town, period. But football is on a whole nother level. And it didn't work out for him, at that particular year, based on the team and the dynamics of that. And he had an opportunity to go with the Chicago Bears, and he took the opportunity to go there, which I'm still happy for him. And he's still playing at a high level right now, so I'm happy for that. And but Philly rough, man. You know what I mean? I'm born and raised there. And I kind of like, listen, so I'm gonna tell you real fast. So the Titans was at Philly. We had a game, right? So I'm with all my family, all my brothers, we friends, fam. We about 30 people. We all going to the game, meeting up. And of course, I want to support my son. So I got my Titans jersey on. Die-hard Eagles fan my whole life.
Right.
I had to go through it going in there. I said, man, this is unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? I had to go. I can't tell you what happened and stuff. The conversation was. I said, man, I can't. I told him this year when when the Bears come to Philly, I said, I might not even go to that game. I don't even feel like it, man. You got to avoid confrontation and trouble,
Yeah. Like, man, I'm from here. I'm really my son. Like, what you want me to do?
Yeah, people after them games, people be drinking and all that. Yeah, it's rough, man. So, but to answer your question, it was a great film. It was just short. It was short, half a season, and then of course the way the Eagles they collapsed that year, it was kind of bad, So I was like, wow. I kind of figured that that was going to kind of happen, but it was quick, short lived. But we still was happy and just that experience. So I get that signed jersey from Philadelphia to put up,
Right.
so I can have those memories, that history behind that.
Let me take it back a little bit one more time right here with Hammy.
You remember
Talk to me about this picture right here.
Where that's at? Man, we done been at so many football games, and I think that was where that's at.
We watching something, but look what hat you got on. Look what hat you got on.
What's that? Is that
the Tiger? The Lions.
We know what we probably was in Atlanta that game. It looked like a high school, like MLK game. We was probably at my son Kevin game at the MLK game in Atlanta. Yeah. I done been my travels in this football thing for so many years. I done been all over. Yeah. Right. So I gotta look at the picture. I gotta see where was that at. I done been to so many college games and high school games, and I love it, but that was a MLK game probably in Atlanta.
All right, let me get to some questions from the chat before we get to current, get y'all thoughts on the game coming up.
Don't forget to talk about Pecan Tree.
Oh yeah, you want to give a shout out to him right now? Give a shout out. Go ahead.
Yeah, so
let us know what's going on.
Yeah, we have a restaurant in York, Pennsylvania. It's called the Pecan Tree Cafe, which this is if you look behind us, that's a picture. I don't know if they can see that.
They can see
it. Yeah, see the tree in there. So that tree, that's a picture of my mother, who, the late Mildred Byard. She passed away a few years ago. But the purpose of that is the tree and the roots. Well, like I told you when we first started, my mother and father were from Jacksonville, Florida. And when my mother came to Philadelphia, she learned how to cook from her stepmother as a young girl, and in Jacksonville, Florida. So when we were in Philadelphia in the summertime, my mother used to take us back down home. We used to go back home to Jacksonville. She'd drive us back down to Jacksonville. And in my grandfather's backyard, we had this big pecan tree. And as little children, we used to, run back there and grab the pecans that used to fall off the tree on the ground. We used to eat the pecans. Yeah. So that was a memory of us as little kids growing up, going back home to Jacksonville, Florida. So that's what the name, that's what we got the name from, that we are from the South. We rooted in the South. And my mother, she became a well renowned cook, soul food cook in Philadelphia. That's what she did for a living. And I had a business there in Philadelphia, a restaurant where my mother used to work with me in my restaurant, and I worked side by side, and she trained me in cooking and soul food cooking. So I got my skills from her, and that's where we got the name from. And we have that same, we cook that same style and that same Southern cuisine here at the Pecan Tree in York, Pennsylvania.
So we have oxtails.
We
have catfish. We got perch. We got ribs. We got turkey wings. We got the Big Mac. We got the greens, the cabbage, yams. We got special treats that we have here, like cakes. We have a thing called banana mousse, and it's not banana pudding. We got cornbread. We have a lot of soul food items. And because we're from Philly, he makes the best cheesesteaks.
Oh,
so, yes. We have cheesesteaks. We have chicken cheesesteaks. We got salmon and broccoli, which is all salmon and broccoli chopped up on a toasted roll with a special sauce. Hey, we've been in business for 3 years now, over 3 years now, and we going strong.
The Pecan Tree in York, PA.
Yes.
Is it 287 West Market Street?
Yes. You looked that up already?
West Market Street. Yes, indeed. I'm about to post that on here, make sure everybody can see it.
Yes. And go look at our videos, look at our reviews. Yes.
Are they on your, you got an Instagram page or
YouTube? Yep. We have one, Pecan Tree Cafe. Yep.
I'll make sure I put that on there, and I'll link that in also. My goodness, you just, I'm sure you got some customers. Whoever listening in out there, y'all in the area, make sure y'all go support and take a picture and tag us in it. Goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna have to make me an order. Do y'all ship to Hawaii?
Oh, that's what you in. Oh, you in Hawaii? Huh?
Yeah, I'm all the
Wow.
way in Hawaii right now, but you guys did take me back to the South when you said pecan tree. I'm from Alabama.
Yeah,
Oh,
And I used
okay.
to do exactly that. Go in my grandmother's backyard and just,
Right.
we had food on the ground, pecan.
Right.
Pick up what you
Right.
eat.
Right. Right.
That's one thing I miss out here, man.
Yeah.
Goodness
yes,
gracious.
yeah,
So yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
thank you guys once again for joining me.
Yeah, no, got no question.
Let's get into now this week going on with
Yeah.
BYU. You know, him
Woo.
TAWFIQ coming off 2 strong games, looking like he was gonna be the lead on the defense going forward into conference play. What are you guys looking forward to versus BYU?
Yeah, well, I got told, I said BYU, them guys are big. You talking about real big guys. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be a serious test for Colorado this week. And they definitely have their work cut out for them. Just seeing the offense perform the way they did this week, I feel much better. I feel more confident in them offensively. And if the offense can move that ball and score, the defense they're going to get better. I think they're going to get stronger. And I think they're gonna pull. That's gonna be a rough one. Like I said, them BYU is big and strong, but I believe the Buffs can do it. And I think the defense is gonna get better each week. But seeing that offense score the way they did this week, and just the way they were moving the ball, and they looked pretty good, man. So I'm looking forward to this game. My daughter's flying in. I'm still up in the air a little bit for this game because I want to kind of catch some away games, but I haven't really made my mind up yet. I still got till tomorrow, actually till Wednesday, to figure out what I want to do as far as if I'm going to come to this game or not. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. I'm excited to see not just the defense, but see how the offense are able to perform this week as well. They did really good last week. I was happy. I was really happy to see them really bring it all together.
Questions from the chat. What's you guys' athletic background? Did you guys play any sports?
Yeah, well, when growing up, I played everything. I played baseball, which is one of my loves. I love baseball. I couldn't get none of my kids to play baseball. It's just a different. I don't know why they just ain't want to do it. But I played baseball. I played basketball. I went to Overbrook High School in West Philadelphia. I mean, Overbrook is a famous high school. That's where Wilt Chamberlain went. Will Smith went. Those are the major names. A lot of famous and good people came out of Overbrook. So, but yeah, I played ball growing, and coming up, and I played football as well. But I grew up in the trying times in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Back I was a teenager in the '80s, so that was a rough time. But yeah, I played sports as well.
Yeah. I did play basketball. I did run track, but my son Hammy told me, because it's a saying that says that the sons get their athletic from their mom's side.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that's what I heard. And when I told him that, he said,
because you heard wrong.
Listen, he said, well, I ain't getting nothing from you. I can't jump, I can't run, I can't.
No,
so well, I ain't getting nothing from you then, because you ain't give me nothing.
Well, he got that dog in him. He got that from somewhere. I'll tell you that. But if he ain't got nothing else, he gonna get to the ball. He gonna make tackles. He's gonna be intimidating. He gonna be a leader out there on the field. I know Coach Prime loves him. Let me make sure you guys are not stuck on my end. Hold up.
Football and basketball. But my brothers, even when I was younger, I used to go watch my older brothers play football. They all played footballs. They all were good. From wrestling. One of my brothers was the city, one of the states in Pennsylvania for wrestling, and all of them played football, and they were all good.
Oh, did we lose them? I think we lost them, guys. Sorry about that. Let me make sure. Let's see, maybe they can pop back on, but I think we lost them. But let me know what you guys are thinking. If y'all have any questions out there, let me know. We have the Byards on right here on Prime Parents. Give me a second. We got a little technical difficulty. Let me see what's going on. You know what? I bet you their phone probably died or something probably died because it just went out like that. But another great one. Prime Parents. I was about to get ready to wrap it up. Hopefully they can get back on so that we can wrap it up. If y'all have any questions, let me know right now so we can try to get to them. And we can get back to them. But we had our main man, TAWFIQ Byard. His parents joined us, and we now understand and know what TAWFIQ means. That is success. Where that name Hammy came from his sisters, is the nickname for Hamza. Make sure I say it right. Hamza. It's Hamza, right? Hamza. So I'm learning some things today, man. Learn some parenting skills and things like that too. Let me see what the chat is saying though. It's always refreshing to see parental support in the youth. Great family for sure. Let me see. Vaughn said he is a dog. Yes, he is. Shout out to Vaughn Randall in the chat. Lanikia in the chat says she always enjoy Prime Parents. We appreciate you guys for tuning in with me and rocking with your dog. Thank you, Chico. You are the best. You are the best. Appreciate you. Hyattsville in the building and everybody else checking in, man. But if not, we'll still try to double back with the Byards at some point. But man, if y'all get a chance, make sure you go. Let me see if I can pull it up again. Make sure you go to the restaurant if you're in York, Pennsylvania, or anywhere in the surrounding areas. I think you can order online too. Y'all do that and support it. It's called the Pecan Tree, York, PA. And let me make sure. Yep, now we can get them back on. We lost it for a second, but we can get them back on for the closing of the show, guys. There we go. Sorry, we had a technical difficulty or something like that, but it's live.
Right.
It happened.
Yeah. So just to finish what I was saying was that my family has a background of athletes. You know, all my brothers played ball and were very good athletes out of Philadelphia.
Well, we got a lot of comments talking about your menu you guys broke down right there. I found it on Facebook and I see some good old pictures up in here, so I'm getting hungry myself. So let me see if I can pull this up while you guys give us some things that you want to leave everybody with as far as advice for parenting. You guys have raised some amazing young kids out there. Whatever it is, you want to shout out your hometown, city, state, family members. Go ahead. The floor is yours right now.
Go ahead. Wow. So I think you should believe in your kids. Like if they say they want to do something, always have their back in it. Like if it comes to sports, music, anything, always be there to support them. Don't ever be too busy, to help support them in their goals or what they want to do in life. Far as my what I did was always supported them and helped them out with everything, anything that they needed. Sometimes it was kind of hard, but I always had my backup right here. Good old dad to help me out if it was monetary, but if it was anything like giving them advice, talking to them about certain things, I was always there to push them to make sure they follow what they wanted to do, they dream. I want to shout out Colorado Bus for this weekend. I need y'all to get, I need y'all to beat BYU. You hear me? I need y'all to beat BYU. Okay, that's my thing for y'all this weekend. Y'all been doing great. Everybody do their thing this weekend. I'm praying for y'all. But as far as shouting people out, I want to shout out Philly. I want to shout out York, Pennsylvania. This is where it all started at. As far as football for my two sons, but I just want us to, continue doing great. Everybody doing great. And I know when I hang up on here, I'm gonna say, oh, I should have said this. I should have
Yes,
said
yes,
that.
yes.
Because that's where I'm at. I'm stuck. I got a block right now.
Well, you think
But
about it while I pull
please
this up
forgive me.
before I forget. Let me pull this up before I forget.
You
Right
want
there,
some?
bam.
You want to shout your brothers out? Shout everybody out?
I really just
Now check it out. This was an article right here from the Pecan Tree Cafe.
my thing is just if those who are in position, just if they can invest in their children, sometimes.
Oh, there we go. You see us?
That's still up there.
Yeah,
Right.
you see us. You see us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. We're
Yeah.
going strong for 3 years now. Over 3 now.
Well, we're going to make
Mhm.
sure we support it no matter whether we are, near or far. We're going to make sure we support it. Guys, you can go online, go to their page and give them some 5-star reviews. They're on Facebook right now. And yeah, just run it up for us. At the end of the day, run it up and show some support to some prime
Yeah.
parents right here. Thank you guys for joining me once again on this
Yeah.
live stream of prime parents. And anytime you guys want to announce something, you got a special, anything, got a plate or something like that, y'all want to announce that y'all coming out with something different, come on to the
Yeah.
show. You got a platform right here.
I know that's right. We appreciate that. That's
Yes,
good.
it
I
is.
like that.
All right.
And
Well, thank
I
you guys for
will.
joining me once again.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Yes. Thanks for
Okay.
having us.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Have a good one.
Sorry about the delays, everybody. If anybody heard any technical difficulties, this is a live show, so we want to thank you guys. And we're connecting from coast to coast. They're all the way in Pennsylvania, and I'm in the middle of the ocean out here in Hawaii, trying to provide you guys with the best content that we can, the way that we do it. All right. Once again, prime parents, TAWFIQ BYARD, Hammy. Y'all know what it means now. Y'all know where it comes from. And it's all about success on his end, man. Shout out to York, Pennsylvania, and the whole fam. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. BiggDogg Chico. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe, and comment, all the other good stuff. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah.